Hi, amazing viewers. Welcome to Christianity over Islam with Shamoun. And on today's debate, Shamoun utterly annihilates two callers on Jesus being God. The Father is greater than I. Let's watch this amazing video.
Than I.
And what does that mean? You're misquoting John 14:28 in my presence.
Because it means God Almighty. I mean, He is it's just like, okay, God is the head of Jesus. Jesus is the head of the church.
But no, hold on. And the man is the head of the wife. So that means the woman is inferior in essence and nature and value to the man? That's what you're quoting. If you don't know what you're quoting. What in John 14:28 shows that Jesus is saying the Father is greater than I ontologically?
What I'm saying is greater, like greater as in God Almighty. I mean, you see, people
How
say,
can he be greater in might if he's equal to him in essence? Because one of the attributes of the divine essence is to be almighty. What are you talking about, dude?
But okay, there's a different. For example, I'm a son of my father. My father was here before me.
No, he wasn't.
Okay. Wait a minute. Okay, let's put it this way.
Prove it to you. Can I prove it to you?
Okay.
Are you the oldest in your family?
No, I'm the second.
Who's the oldest in your family?
My sister is the oldest. I have a sister.
How old is she?
She is 46. Yeah.
How old is your father as a father? Not how old is he as a man?
46.
So that is a lie that a father is older than the child that makes him a father, because without a child, you're not a father. What are you talking about?
So are you saying me and my dad were equal? Okay.
Without a child, you cannot be an actual parent. So it is a lie to say, if I am the firstborn son, my father is older than me, because without me, my father wouldn't be a father. That's wrong. A father is only as old as the firstborn child, because without the child, he's not a father. So again, it shows you don't understand, even in human relationships, that I can only be a father when I have a child. And my child makes me a father, so I'm only as old as my firstborn. So as a father, I'm only 14 years old, because when I didn't have my daughter, I wasn't a father. So where did you get this notion that a father's older than the child that makes him a father?
No, I'm just saying the father is greater than the son. That's what I'm saying.
By the way, what do you mean greater again? So we're back to the first point. What do you mean greater?
Because the fact that the father was before and the son
before
comes out of the father.
Before where?
Okay. The son came after. The father was there
first. Where does
first.
it say came after?
Okay, the son came from within the father. So if you're saying they're both equal as in,
within, what do you mean within? Is God like a body that thinks?
For example, I was inside my dad, right? But later on,
I don't think you're inside your dad, because you're
no. I'm just before I came to be. Before I came to be, I was, like Levi was in the loins of Abraham.
Yeah. Okay. So you're saying God is like a body, and there are parts in him and comes out?
I didn't say God is like a body. God is a spirit.
That's the analogy you're giving me. So what do you mean came out of God? What comes out of God if God is spirit and it's not bodily?
See, the reason I say the Father is greater than the Son, Jesus even himself said, I proceeded forth from my Father.
Okay, what does that mean? It's talking about the economic trinity. Michael, take it easy. I'll get you. I promise you. Take it easy, Michael. Let me do it. He's talking about the economic relationship that he came forth from the Father out of heaven into the world. John 8:42. I know what you're talking about. Why are you confusing the economic trinity, the relationship of the Son coming out of the Father from heaven into the world to accomplish salvation, with his relationship to the Father in respect to their nature? Why are you confusing the two?
I mean, I'm not like the nature is. We agreed on that about the nature. They have the same.
John 14:28. Yeah. What in that context shows the Father is greater in the sense that he's more powerful than the Son?
Because he's the one who gave him the power to raise people from the dead.
Where does John 14:28 say that?
All right, so John 14:28, it says, "You heard that I said to you, I'll go away and I will come to you. If you loved me, you would have rejoiced because I go to the Father, for the Father is greater than I."
Now, I'm going to show you the context of the word greater in context. Okay, my friend Ashnaf? He's going to open up the chapter, because before we get to 28, we got verses 1 to 27 to deal with, which you didn't address. So he's going to open up for me, John 14. Okay, now, in first place, I want to read 23. I just want to read 23. That comes before 28. So 23, whoever wants to read it. If Nick wants to read it, go ahead.
Said Jesus answered and said to him, "If anyone loves me, he will keep my word, and my Father will love him, and we will come to him and make our dwelling with him."
So I'm going to ask him a question. Jesus says, if someone truly loves me, obey me. And those who truly love me, I and the Father equally will come and equally live with all of them. What kind of abilities, characteristics is Jesus claiming to have to know the true believers from the false ones and to be with them in the same sense that the Father is with all true believers?
You have to be omnipresent.
Say it again. Ooh, music.
Omnipresent.
And what else? Oof.
Omniscient, all-knowing, all-knowing, omniscient.
And then also he's claiming he's with them in order to oversee them and protect them, right? Because he's going to be with us.
Yes.
So what else? What else?
All-powerful.
Say it again.
All-powerful.
You just proved Jesus is all-powerful, equal to the Father. Thank you.
Okay, what I was saying.
You just did that, right? You just proved.
I didn't say. Okay, what I'm saying is the Father, since the Father and the Son are distinct, the Father is.
You just proved that if Jesus can be with every believer.
Yes, I believe that.
That he's omniscient, he's omnipotent.
Yeah, I believe that. I never said.
Do you believe he's omnipotent?
Yeah, because God gave him a name above all name.
Okay,
he gave him all authority. All power has been given to me.
Do you believe Jesus is all powerful?
Yes, because it's been given to him by God.
Okay, even if you say it's given to him, so he's almighty, that means he's equal to the Father, right?
Yeah, God, because he gave him all authority.
So he's equal to the power of the Father, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so you just refuted yourself. So what are you arguing with me for?
Because my argument is the Father is God Almighty. He's greater than the Son.
No, you just admit Jesus is almighty because he's given the power of the Father, which makes him equal to the Father.
Because he's connected to the Father, he's his nature.
And you're connected to the Father and you're still weak, right?
What was that?
And you're connected to the Father and you're still weak.
I'm not weak.
Comparison to the Father and the Son you are. But anyway, thank you for refuting yourself. But now, can you hold on? Can go to Michael now? Because Michael's been waiting. I'll come back to you.
Okay.
Thank you for the shish kebab. And I want to go back to Michael.
All right.
Okay, Michael, you keep butchering Hebrews 1:4. I'm going to butcher your butchering of Hebrews 1:4. Because I'm getting tired of you butchering Hebrews 1:4. In the context, what's the name? If you read contextually, which you don't do, Hebrews 1:3 tells you the name that he inherited means his status and authority that elevated him from that of a lowly position to now rule as king, because that's the context if you read Hebrews 1:3. He is the radiance of the glory of God and the exact imprint of his nature, and he upholds the universe by the word of his power. After making purification for sins, he sat down at the right hand of the Majesty on high. Here, sat down, that's the key. And when he sat down, that's when he became superior to angels, and that's when he inherited the name more excellent than theirs. And then he goes on to give you proof texts. Hebrews 1:5, for to which, now he's explaining, for to which of the angels did God ever say, you are my son, today I've begotten? And I want to know if you even know context. What is this psalm about, Psalm 2:7? Because he's quoting Psalm 2:7 to show, see, when he sat down at the Majesty on high, right side of the Majesty on high, that's when he became superior angels, and that's when he received the name. So in Psalm 2:7, he uses that to prove his point. What's Psalm 2:7 all about? Psalm 2 is about the coronation of the king.
This is the place where this video get more interesting. If you haven't subscribed to our channel, please do it to subscribe.
It's talking about when the king is coronated to rule as king. That's the context of Psalm 2:7. You ended up making the conscious decision of becoming a Muslim. So from 24 to 27, for 3 years, you were of your own volition a Muslim.
Correct. And then as of, I would say last year, I kind of stepped away from it so that I can discern for myself. I felt like I made the decision to convert to Islam out of listening to different debates and listening to the things that my father says and all these other things, instead of discerning for myself and actually reading through the whole Quran,
3 years ago, embrace Islam, but then you decided, let me take a step back last year to re-examine my decision of becoming a Muslim and to see both sides. Now, you said listening to debates. Who introduced you to the debates, and what debates?
I would listen to mostly, my father would send me videos every so often, and I'd watch Muhammad Hijab. I'd watch what's his name? I think it's Zaire, the Indian.
Zakir Naik.
Yeah, Zakir Naik.
All right.
I think Ahmed Didat.
Interesting, man. So you watched them, okay? And then what happened?
I just felt like logically some things they were saying were making sense, and so I guess the videos I was watching was mostly people that they were going up against who couldn't really stand on a foundation to explain themselves.
Precisely, yes.
What made his message so profound that, like, he has like a large following? Like we
No,
have
he
like
didn't. Not according to history, no. In Mecca, he had a small following. He had to flee to Medina, become head of state, then conquer Arabia by the power of military force. Have you read Islamic history? That's not true. This is part 2 now. What Muhammad said about women. Here you go. Chapter 2, verse 228. The divorce shall wait the result until they have had their courses thrice, meaning 3 monthly cycles, nor ought they to conceal what God hath created in their wombs. If they believed in God, and last day, so if you're pregnant, let your husband know that who's about to divorce you. And it will be more just in their husbands to bring them back when in this state they desire what is right. And it is for the woman to act as they act by them. In all fairness, but the men are a step above them. Men have a degree above women. And I'm going to show you Muhammad's interpretation. Chapter 2, verse 282. And get 2 witnesses. When you are engaging in business transaction, you need 2 witnesses. And what must they be?
men.
Well, what if you can't find 2 men? Now watch the solution. And if there are not 2 men available, then a man and 2 women. Why a man and 2 women? You only need 2 male witnesses. But if you can't find 2 male, you need a man and 2 female witnesses. Why is that? I'm going to show you why. Tafsir al-Jalalain on 282. Why does it require 2 female to equal 1 man? Here. The number of women is because of the fact so that if one of the 2 women errs, forgets the testimony, given their lesser astuteness and accuracy. Do you really believe that garbage?
No.
But that's what chapter 2, verse 282 of the Quran says right here.
Yeah, it definitely doesn't make sense.
So that was chapter 2, verse 288. So why do you need 2 females? Because they're less astute and accurate. Oh, really? Now, what about chapter 4, verse 34? It says men are superior to women, which is why a man can discipline a woman and beat her. Now, what makes the man superior? Here, Tafsir al-Jalalain. Men are in charge of, they have authority over women, disciplining them and keeping them in check. Because of that with which Allah, God has preferred the one over the other. That is because God has given them the advantage over women in knowledge, reason, authority, and otherwise. So men are smarter, they're more reasonable. All right, here's another commentary attributed to Ibn Abbas, Muhammad's first cousin. Some say, well, it's not really from him, but still, these are narrations that were attributed to him. Even if it's not from him, it at least tells you what Muslims were thinking. Chapter 2, verse 228. Why does it take 2 women? Because a man has a degree over them. In relation to the reasoning faculty, this is now chapter 2, verse 228, not chapter 2, verse 282, where it says 2 witnesses. See, I even get tongue-tied. Chapter 2, verse 228. Why does a man have a degree over a woman? Because a man has a degree over them regarding reasoning, faculty, inheritance, blood money, as witnesses in court, and also that which they owe them in terms of expenditure and service. Now, why do men have a degree over them? In what way? They have a degree over a woman in reasoning, faculty, inheritance, blood money, and witnesses in court. Because you only need 2 men, whereas with women, you're going to need a man and 2 women. And this tradition, attributed to Ibn Zayd. When Eve sinned, Allah said, this is your punishment. I will also make her stupid, although I created her intelligent, Halima, and must make her suffer pregnancy and birth with difficulty, although I made it easy for her to be pregnant and give birth. Ibn Zayd said, were it not for the affliction that affected Eve, the woman of this world would not menstruate, and they would be intelligent, and when pregnant, give birth easily. Now, I could talk about Muslim men beating Muslim women, scourge here, but I want to skip that part because I want to show you what Muhammad said. Majority of people in hell are women. The Prophet said, isn't the witness of a woman equal to half of that of man? Because it takes 2 women to equal the testimony of 1 man? The woman said, yes. He said, this is because of the deficiency of a woman's mind. So according to Muhammad, your wife is stupid. They're not as intelligent as you. Are you okay with that?
No.
But wait, you're a Muslim. Why wouldn't you be? No, but this is your religion.
Yeah.
Right? Hypothetically, you're still a quote unquote, you're on a search, but if you're a Muslim, he just said, listen, man, I'm not insulting your mom, I'm just telling you. Do you believe that about your wife?
No.
Would you believe that about your daughter if you had a daughter?
No.
But you are going against Muhammad. You just proved you're not a Muslim because you're saying Muhammad is full of it. Because here again, narrated Abu Sayyid al-Khudri. Once Allah's apostle went out to the Musalla on the Eid al-Adha or al-Fitr, then he passed by the woman and said, oh woman, give alms, as I've seen that the majority of the dwellers of hellfire were you. So the majority of people in hell are who?
Women.
Do you believe that the majority of people in hell will be women like your mother and your wife?
I would hope not.
But he says the majority of people in hell are women. That means there's a greater likelihood for your mother to be in hell than in paradise. If we go with these odds, right?
And that's not a fair and just God if they're not given the equal playing grounds as a man.
No, but you saw Allah said they're stupid. They're not as knowledgeable. They're not reasonable. Why? Why though? Here's the reason. They asked, "Why is it, O Allah's apostle?" He replied, "You curse frequently." Last time I checked, men curse as much, don't they?
Yeah.
So why is he blaming them for cursing? Now watch. Not only that, you curse frequently and are ungrateful to your husbands. Last time I checked, I've seen more men be ungrateful to their wives and cheat on them, right?
Yeah.
But look what Muhammad is saying. The reason why the majority of people in hell are women, because you curse and you're ungrateful to your husbands. Now watch here. I've not seen anyone more deficient in intelligence, religion than you. So do you actually believe that your wife and your mother are more deficient in intelligence, religion than you? You, the man?
No.
But Muhammad said, then you're not a Muslim. You're no longer a Muslim, buddy. Are you listening to yourself? You're disagreeing with you're disagreeing with the Quran. But wait, a cautious, sensible man could be led astray by some of you. So only women lead men astray. Men have never led women astray. But now watch. Go ahead. You want to say something? Go ahead.
Yeah, I see a lot of. This is the type of stuff that I knew was lurking in there. That I guess that in the back of my mind, I knew there was more into it if you read into it.
Yep. And I gave you the sources. You got the links. Go back and see where I've lied. I haven't lied. I'm quoting their sources. Now watch this though. They ask him though. Watch her. The woman said, ask Allah, Allah's apostle, what is deficient in our religion, intelligent religion? Now watch, listen to this, man. Listen. He said, is not the evidence of two women equal to the witness of one man? He's getting that from the Quran, isn't he? Right?
Yeah.
Okay, but I'm confused. Who said it takes two women equal the testimony of one man?
Allah said that to him. Yeah.
He said, is not the evidence of two women equal to the witness of one man? They replied in the affirmative. Now, you know why they did? Because they were Muslimah. They believe the Quran. Yeah, you're right. The Quran says it takes two of us to equal one man. He said, this is the deficiency in her intelligence. Now, watch this part. Isn't it true that a woman can neither pray nor fast during her menses? The woman replied in affirmative. He said, this is the deficiency in her religion. Did you catch it? He says, you've been forbidden from praying or fasting when you have your menses, right?
Yeah.
He goes, see, that's what makes you less religious than men. So Muhammad is blaming women for something they cannot control.
No, I don't agree with any of that.
Then you're not a Muslim. You know you're not a Muslim, right?
Yeah.
So you pretty much renounced Muhammad.
Welcome back. Hope you learned from this amazing video. Please do it to like, subscribe, hit up the notification button so that each time we drop our new videos, you'll be notified. As you can see in this video, this guy was using John chapter 14 verse 28 to bring Shamoun down, which Shamoun claimed to say if he's using this verse, that so what is his point? He's claiming them that the Bible said that God is the Almighty and He's the greatest. And Sam said to him, okay, that means if God is the Almighty, does that mean it can't have anyone that is a son, or he's not three in one person? And this guy claimed to say yes, because he's just the only one that is mighty. And Sam went forward and explained to him and said, okay, if a man could, the reason why is it that your father is now a father? Sam asked him. Then he said it's because he's having children. And Sam asked him, okay, does that mean you have a firstborn? He said yes. So that means you are the lastborn? He said yes. And Sam told him, okay, so these are the main reasons your father is your father, because he's greater than you and is bigger than you. And Sam asked him, so how old did your elder sister senior your father? So he had to do some approximation, and I found out that his dad is greater than his father. So in this context, for a man to become a father, that means that man needs to have a son or someone that is beside him. And Sam showed him in the Bible when Jesus Christ died and went to heaven, and God said to him that this is my, and God said to him and give him a throne in heaven to sit down. And it was said that Jesus Christ has not been called Lord. What it was speaking in the book of Psalms, when Psalmist said that, he said, this is the Lord, that O ye gate be lifted up, and the Son of Man be lifted high. So these are proof to you that Jesus is truly the Son of God. And this guy was claiming to say no, that this is not true, that is not the Son of God. Which Sam asked, okay, let him bring a point, which he brought a funny point in this debate, and sounds so selfish, because I believe this guy is ignorant and he is not wise enough to to admit to his fact that he is wrong in this debate. And Sam went forward and made it clear to a young man who was Hebrews, book of Hebrews, to Sam, and was saying that, okay, and this guy came up and said in the book of Hebrews chapter 1 verse 4, which was spoken, and Sam began to elaborate this verse for this young man and start to make it clear to him that the power that Jesus Christ was working on was with the Father. So everything that Jesus was doing was allowed through the Father, because Jesus is always doing everything because his Father told him to do. You can see the statement Jesus Christ made in the book of John, which he said, I do nothing except my Father tells me to do it. So Jesus Christ obeyed the word of his Father. So that is the reason for God the Father and God the Son. Thanks for watching this amazing video. Do it to like, subscribe, hit up the notification button so that each time we drop our new videos, you'll be notified. And thanks for watching this amazing video.